Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my continued playthrough of Slaughterville, where we are playing through a number of horror style games for the month of October. And today is Halloween, so this will be the pinnacle, the end of that journey for this year. It is basically Halloween 2021 in case you're watching this on some other time. And today you will see, or sometime throughout the day, you will see that Dave has released another series or episode of Horrified, which is super cool. It's the base game with some of our favorite monsters. And go check it out, because he's done something pretty cool with this game, and it makes it really even more interesting and thematic. So check that out when you get a chance. But for us, we're going to continue to attempt to hunt down the slasher, which is the apparently the daughter of the original slasher that was buried and killed in a lake, along with her daughter. And her daughter has come back now for vengeance as well, and is taking it out on the town of Slaughterville by creating a zombie apocalypse at the general store and a few other bad things. Of course, we have gone into battle with our final girls, Megan, Lori, and Sydney, and we're taking them on. So we're going to get right into it. And next thing that's going to happen, the very next thing that's going to happen, is the first player token is going to go back over to Megan. Megan is, she is the green token player. She is in the antique shop. She gets 2 actions, and I have to decide on what I want to do with her. Now, we do have Wild Bill's rifle there in the discard pile if we could possibly claim it. I'm trying to remember what the flashlight does. Flashlight, we gain a +1. You know, we can also throw it at an enemy for a D3 damage. Might be a good way to attack the slasher. What we really need are clues. We need clues so we can draw out the slasher at the cabin and take her on and try and beat her down. We got 2 characters at the cabin now. Actually, the slasher is at the cabin now. Well, actually, I don't know that the slasher is actually at the cabin. It says that the villain has attacked her there, but I don't believe she's actually there. Unless it was from this one. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember why she's there. Some of the campers, make a check. Nope. That's how we got our clue. So I don't know that the slasher is actually there. I'm looking at the slasher cards. Single combat round. Yes, so the slasher is actually not there. Slasher is on the slasher's board, wandering around in the wilderness. We got to draw the slasher to the cabin. But let's get started with Megan. I think Megan's she's got 3 wounds out of 9, so I think she's okay to do a little more exploring. And I think what she's going to do, I think we're done with the antique shop for now. We're going to move over the forest, see if we can find some clues. Maybe I should move her to the cabin, but see, we don't have clues. We got to get clues, and that's the most important thing. So we're going to go there, and for our second action, we're going to take a look. Now it says if a player escapes from combat while in the forest, he or she must move to a random location instead of an adjacent location. That's fine. The forest is random to us. Let's see what happens. Scoutmaster. He was out planning for his trip with the troop when he got lost. Make a perception check to lead him out of the forest. If you succeed, attach the Scoutmaster to gain +1. That would be +1 resolve, or no, not resolve. I can never remember the name of these things. It's been a day or two. And of course, then I immediately forget because there's so many different games. That would be, the brain is nerve. So let's do that test and see if we can get this extra nerve for Megan. Megan has a perception of 1, but the flashlight gives her another 1. So she's going to have 2. She has to make a success, which is a 5 or a 6. And wow, she made both successes. That is pretty impressive. So now we get to attach this to Megan as well. Megan now has, she doesn't actually have this, I guess he's an ally. We let him out, and he gave us another nerve. That's pretty cool. So we're doing all right there. That is her turn. Let's move on to Lori now, the final girl, who is already at the cabin. I think we're going to stay there. We're going to stay there and explore the cabin, and maybe if the villain gets there, we can do some damage to the villain. But we found 128 ounces of pudding. What if this is a reference to a zombie-based TV show and a young guy named Carl? I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe that's what it is. You go looking through the kitchen pantry and find a giant tub of pudding. Feeling like you earned this treat after all the horrors you faced at camp and in Slaughterville, you decide to keep it for yourself. Place the 128 ounces of pudding in your inventory. Detach the 128 ounces of pudding to gain 1d6 health. Well, so she didn't have to equip this, so it's just going to be in her in Lori's inventory, which is cool. She's got 1 damage on her right now, so she's got the ability to heal. That's pretty good. That was her first of 2 actions. I think for her second action, she's going to continue at the cabin and see what we can find. A baseball bat. Now, I don't think she's going to be able to use this, but we'll put it in her inventory. The camp has long been known for being an excellent at sports, and baseball is their crowning achievement. On the wall, they hold their winning bats from each of their championships attached to the baseball bat to gain a combat. But it is an item, so we're going to have to put it aside. We can only equip 2 items, and we already have 2 items. So we have those on the side, and that is going to be the end of Lori's turn. Wandering around the woods is Sydney, the librarian. She's carrying a shotgun, and she's being followed by a park ranger and a medium who's helping her uncover clues and find the whereabouts of the slasher. There she runs into Megan, who just is escorting the scoutmaster out of the woods to take him to safety. Her and her store clerk, she's wielding her club and her flashlight. She's ready to go, but Sydney is pretty decked out with stuff. Do I give her... Wait. I have 2 items already, so it doesn't do any good. We got the lawn darts. The lawn darts are pretty awesome. But remember, we can only hold 2 items at a time, so I don't think the lawn darts are going in her inventory yet. We found some herbs in our first check. That seems the librarian knows what the herbs are because she studied books and she's been reading about it. It says, a cluster of herbs attracts your attention. You seem to remember something about them from your grandmother teaching you about plants. My grandmother. No, I'm a librarian. I also did my own research. Okay, she's going to make a perception check. If she succeeds, she gets to put the herbs in her inventory. Lots of healing going on right now. Okay, as you can see, we have a perception of 3. The medium gives us another 1. So we got 4 dice to roll to try and see if we can claim the herbs. Whoa, almost missed it, but we did in fact get the herbs. So we're going to add those to our inventory as well. Doesn't say those have to be equipped to be used, so that's a good thing. We can carry as much stuff as we want, we just can only equip 2 items. The shotgun counts as 2 items, that's why we can't equip anything else. But that's the first action of Lori. She's going to stay, they're going to keep looking around the forest to see what we can find. Looking for clues. Where the heck are the clues? Is it him? Uh-oh. You see an abnormally tall, thin shape in the distance. Can it really be him? I thought he wasn't real. I guess it's a slender man. I don't know. So we have to make a nerve check or panic. Well, Sydney's nerve is a 2, and she doesn't. I don't see anything else that gives her bonuses, so we just have to roll 2 dice and see if we succeed. We did not, so she does in fact panic after seeing that fellow in the woods and is going to take off at a dead run. Only to realize what she saw was the scoutmaster coming up behind Megan. That's what scared her off. You know, it's one of those horror tropes, those jump scare horror tropes that happen. Anyway, we're going to roll a die. 1 is the antique store, 6 is the house on the haunted hill. Well, a 6, so she is going to the house on the haunted hill. She has run off to the house there. That's the first time we've gone there. We haven't been there before. It'll be interesting. We've been just about everywhere else. Okay, that unfortunately marks the end of our characters' turns. So we're going to move this over to, well, right now we won't. We'll first draw the slasher's card and see what the slasher is going to do. Come home. The slasher moves to the cabins. Draw 1d6 card from the cabin's deck. Discard those cards and heal 1 damage for... So, wait, it's going to heal 6 damage. Is that what it's saying? Slasher moves to the cabin. This is the problem with the slasher, okay? Because we only have... I don't even know if he has 6 cards. She has 6 cards out of her deck. Let's go do that. I guess if we deplete the cabin... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... She won't be able to do that anymore. Okay, so we got the Cap Counselor, Machete, off-screen teleport. There it is. A clue, another shotgun, and the crazy old man are gone from the deck. But here's what this means. Well, I think we'll take this one out first, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She only has 1 damage on her now. 2, if you include the come home. And the weapons that are attached, we're going to shuffle those back in to her deck. This is where the slasher gets nasty. She heals a lot, but she's draining the cabin out, so maybe that's a good thing. And she is now at the cabin, so it says that the villain is at the cabin at the beginning of the villain's turn. The villain shuffles 1 random card from the villain discard pile back into the villain deck. Okay, so we got to make sure to send the Villain packing next turn. Okay, so that was the villain's turn. Pretty good turn for the villain, right? But we're going to move the first player token over to Lori. Lori is actually at the cabin, and she has a clue. But it says, the special thing around this, I don't think we have to actually summon the slasher. It says, while at the cabin location, you may detach a clue to engage in a single round of combat with the slasher. She doesn't have a clue. It's our librarian, so our librarian's going to have to come there right quick. She doesn't have a clue, so I guess she will stay there, but let's stay there at the cabin and see if we can get a clue in the first draw. Let's see. Kelsey, the head counselor, event ally. Kelsey takes her job seriously and is always alert and committed to the safety of the camp. Can you persuade her to leave her post and join you in stopping the villain? Make 2 nerve checks to see how convincing you can be. If you succeed to both, and attach Kelsey the head counselor to gain a 2 perception. Wow! If you fail, she hears cries of some lost campers. Sorry, the text is small, and will not answer your call again. Remove Kelsey, head counselor, from the game. Ooh, we got to make this one, but I don't know. We're not that great at this. Okay, Lori. Well, she has a nerve of 2, and we have the cat that gives us a nerve and a health. So we're going to have 3 dice to try and get 2 successes. We failed on the first one. So Lori, the head counselor, is gone from the cabins. Okay. Well, that was action number 1. I guess action number 2, we're just going to keep depleting this deck. Now that I know that can heal the villain, we got to get rid of this deck. You are exploring the outer edges of the campgrounds when a crazed man attacks you. Crazy Survivalist 3. If you defeat the Crazy Survivalist, the man smiles at you and says that you may be ready to face this evil, and he will help you attach the crazies. Oh, we got to beat this. Here's the good news. We're in a good place to do it with our final girl, Lori, because she has a combat of 2. She gets a +2 from the hammer. So she's got a 4 right now, and the Crazy Survivalist has a 3, plus with the hammer, we can re-roll up to 2 dice. Let's see what we can get. Well, we beat him anyway because he got no successes and we got 2. So we get to attach the Survivalist. So now we not only have a cool cat with us, we have this dude too who's giving us a +2 to our combat. That means she is a machine. If we can get her to be able to fight I don't know how to beat this enemy if we can't get clues. And we haven't been able to get many clues. It's been kind of crazy. But we do have 1. There might be a whole host of clues here, but we're going to move Sydney the librarian to the cabin. She hears Lori screaming out and trying to fight off the bad guy. We got to get the bad guy out of the cabin. So we're going to spend a clue to have 1 single fight round with the enemy. Now, here's the problem. The enemy's tough. The enemy has has all of these dice right here. Let's go down to Sydney's tableau. So these are, not only does the enemy have all of these dice, it also has this die here. And we also have this massacre. She always comes back, but we have to defeat her for that to trigger. So we're going to have an extra couple of dice. So we need to roll an extra 1 after that. And then our dice, we got the 2 combat from the librarian. We have 2 combat from the shotgun. And we can re-roll up to 2 dice. So we're a 4. I think that's it. A 4 against a 7. Ugh, that's bad. Oh man, wow. Well, there's 3 hits from the... Look we're tied 5 to 5. We get to re-roll 1 of these. We're going to re-roll this. Going all over the place. Let's re-roll it here. 2. So nope, we're only going to get 3. Gets an added die. A 2. Boom! Total nothing burger right there. So it says 1 fight round, and that to me that's it, right? I guess that sends the slasher running. We have this big battle. Nothing happened. No clues. Nothing. I don't know how I'm going to beat this, guys. I mean, all we did was we tied. That's good. So Sydney didn't take any damage, but I don't know how we take this guy on. And we need. Oh wait. We have 1 more combat from the park ranger. I get to roll another die. We might have done a damage. We did not. Okay, so that's that. All right, well, at least we chased the slasher out of the cabin. whether that's good or not, but we burned the only clue we have, so that's pretty rough. Okay, and then we're going to go to Megan now. Megan is still searching the forest. Safe for now. Place safe for now in your inventory. You may detach safe for now to escape from combat. That's good. We found a safe place to hide there. And a wolves animal event. The howling is not as far away as you thought it was. They're getting closer. Their padded paws make nearly no noise on the wet earth. Growling fills the air. You are surrounded. Can you get out alive, or will Slaughterville be overrun with evil? The wolves are a combat of 3, so we're going to get 3 dice for the wolves, and we are a combat of 2. The club gives us a +1, so a 3 as well. I'm looking to see if anybody else gives us a bonus. Nope. So it's going to be 3 to 3. 3 to 3 against the wolves as we attack them with a club, a clerk, a scoutmaster, and myself. Now, we could throw the flashlight, but I don't want to waste the ammo on that. So we got 2 6s, they got 1, so we defeated the wolves. We don't get anything for the wolves, they just go out of the deck. They're just in the discard pile. So that was her first action. No, I take it back. That was her second action. The first action was the safe for now. So that is the end of our rounds, unfortunately. That was the last player, so we're going to go back to the slasher now. That is rough, the way that rolled out. Just a scratch. The slasher engages in a single combat round against all players who damage her this... The slasher engages in a single combat round against all players who damaged her this turn. None. Oh, no, no one did. If no player damaged the slasher heals 1d3 damage. That's fantastic because you only got 3 cards. Let's see what the slasher heals here. A 1. Okay, we'll just randomly take that. Take this card here and shuffle it in. God, this is rough. Man, we were doing so good, and now we're not. So, there you go. Anyway, the first player token's now going over to Sydney. Sydney, who is in the cabin. We're going to keep working on the cabin and whittling it down. She drove off I think she drives off the... I don't know if that's true. Villain turn. Slasher engage in combat against all allies. Villain's turn. The slasher engages in combat against all allies at the cabin attached to the player on the villain turn. So we didn't do that, and the librarian does have the medium and the park ranger. All allies have a 3, and yeah, we got to do that actually. And the slasher, the player wins when the slasher is killed. Yep. So we have to actually do combat rounds. Oh my gosh, this is going to be bad. I may have to end the series without declaring victory on the slasher. I forgot that the slasher is like this. The slasher is incredibly hard to defeat. It makes the game very hard. Anyway, attack against the medium. The medium lost big time. The medium is gone. What happens when they kill if an ally is killed and the slasher heals a D3, a 3, all completely healthy again. So everything we've done to the slasher is now void. All the work, all the many turns, the slasher is now no good anymore, and the medium is gone. But that's not all. It's not all. And I guess the slasher does stay at the cabin, which means we got to move on from there, I guess. Yep, and the park ranger's gone too. And I can't heal the slasher anymore, so that's the end of that. We are getting demolished all of a sudden, just like that, demolished. Okay, well, let me just keep reading because I don't know that I completed that right. If the villain starts, and it says the cabin, it's at the cabin at the beginning of the villain's turn. The villain shuffles random cards from the villain discard pile. Yeah, that doesn't matter anymore. We got that taken care of. But, okay, now our librarian's suddenly not so good anymore. But it is her turn. I got to remember when we're at the cabin, this happens when the villain's there. I guess the villain stays there now, right? The villain, we didn't drive the villain off. We didn't win a combat round against the villain. It doesn't say, the one thing it doesn't say about the cabin, when the cabin players engage in single. Yeah, it doesn't say to start the slasher at the cabin. It doesn't say to keep the slasher at the cabin. I'm really confused about that. Maybe y'all can help me. I'm going to leave it there for now because I have a feeling we're not going to finish this series. I probably should have picked a villain that we could have completed more soundly in a reasonable time frame. This is not going to be that one. Look, we've lost everything we've done. All the damage we've done is no good anymore. Anyway, we are with... well, we didn't do that any damage. We haven't been able to effectively fight the slasher yet. But we're there with Sydney. Sydney's at the cabin. Sydney is going to move. I think Sydney's going to go back to the house on the haunted hill and see what we can do there. So Sydney's going to draw one card from this deck. First, safe for now. That's good. We can be safe from a round of combat. And that is going to be Sydney's turn. Now we'll go back to Megan. Megan is still here at the forest. We're looking for clues, y'all. Webbed man. You find a tree covered with webs. Inside you see a human shape. Roll a d6. Okay, let's go do that. Okay, see we get a 4. 1 to 4. You hear a scream as you cut the webs. He's still alive. Make a agility check of 1. If you succeed, attach the ally. Attach any ally from the discard pile. That's pretty cool. We did succeed. All right, so we got the webbed man out of the discard pile. I think we're going to take the Forest Ranger back out. So now we got the Forest Ranger. We're just stockpiled up with people. It's giving us some good combat advantages, but not much more. Okay, Megan, keep searching the forest looking for clues. You walk carefully over rough terrain, searching for any clues to the mystery of Slaughterville. You see what appears to be the bone of a large animal. It is very heavy and looks like it could be dangerous. So that's just going to go in our inventory. We can't attach it because we have the club, and the club is better than the bone. So that's going to be the end of Megan's turn. Lori is here at the cabin. We're going to draw a cabin card. Night fishing. A man is sitting at the edge of the dock. Roll a d6. Okay, let's go do that. A 4. You walk up and tap his shoulder. His head falls off. Make a make a nerve check or panic. Okay, well, let's see. What do we got? We got nerve up the, you know what, for her, right? Not really. We got 3 nerve, 2 from her card, 1 from the cat. And we succeeded. So we did not panic and did not go running off, but there's a dead fisherman. Let's stay there and keep going. The enemy being there... Wait. She does have the crazy survivalist. Let's move. We're going to move her to... we'll move her to the residential neighborhood. She's going to go there and start looking for some things. So we moved her over from the cabin to the residential neighborhood. Maybe she'll look for some stuff there, or she'll move back to the cabin. I don't know. See, I don't know if the... I really don't know the answer to this, if the villain is still there at the cabin or not, because we tied on a combat round. I don't know. So if you can help me, that would be great. However, it is now the slasher's turn. Just a scratch. Well, we already dealt with that. None of that's happened, and there's nothing to heal. So I guess we'll just put this card back in and shuffle it again. So we're not doing anything to the slasher at all. All right, that means that this is going back to Megan, and we're going to take her turn. She is still at the forest, so I might as well stay there and search. She's continuing to search through the forest to see if we can get anything good. Electrical storm. This can't be good. The storm came out of nowhere. The lightning is flashing unnaturally fast. A strike hits mere feet from you, as if you're trying to, if it's trying to hit you. Can you make it to safety before you are struck? Make a agility check. If we fail, we get hit. We did not fail. Wow, we're rolling pretty good. That goes away. We're going to draw another card while we're here from the deck there. Strange house. A small house sits in the middle of the forest. Roll 1d6. Let's get that same 6 rolling d6 out and see what we get. A 2. That is not going to be good. Make a perception check to search. Oh, we get a clue get a clue. Perception is a 1. But we have some allies. Let's see. He gives us nothing. The flashlight gives us 1, so we're at a 2. We're at a 2. Come on. Oh, I'm not getting clues, y'all. That is gone. Bummer. Okay, well, no clues. Let's move on to Lori now. That was both of Megan's turns. We need clues or we can't beat this thing. And we're not getting any clues. Okay, welcome to the neighborhood. It's a human event. Oh boy, around midnight, you're knocking at your door. You hesitantly walk downstairs and look through the peephole. 2 of your neighbors are standing on the front stoop holding a casserole dish. They politely ask if you're hungry. Confused, you look into the dish and find fingers and other body parts. You look up in time to see the lady swing a blade at your head. Okay, we're going to have to go into combat against the neighbors, but we have a crazy dude, survivalist dude with us. He's going to help us out. Let's see what we got for... Where's all my dice gone? They're hiding. Oh, here we go. We're going to get 2, 4, and the survivalist is 2 more versus the 4 from these guys. So that's a pretty good number right there. Let's get it happen. And remember, we can re-roll some dice. So right now we got 2 hits. They got 2 hits. Let's see if we can beat them. We're going to re-roll these 2. We didn't. It's a tie. So I guess we flee or go into another fight round. See, this is... Okay. We're going to go into another fight round. This villain is rather difficult. And I don't know... I mean, I want to do a playthrough of this because it is fun, but... I don't know if we're going to get through a playthrough of this. So we'll see with this particular villain. Okay, in the next round we did, in fact, beat the crazy neighbors, and they are gone. So she did 2 fight rounds with them. That was the first card in the neighborhood deck, so we're going to take another one. What does it say about... Oh, we got to check... Is it the beginning? If a player is at the beginning of her turn, we got to check this guy right here. We're going to roll a d6, a 5. Double the bonus of the ally until the end of the turn, so that would have been even better, but that's okay. So right now, he's all nourished up from living in the neighborhood with her, and then we get a save for now. That's her turn. So now we're going to move on to our librarian, who is in the house on Haunted Hill. Okay, let's do this. Sealed in. This can't be good. The metal shutters fall over the windows and doors. You try to beat them open, but unfortunately the steel just clangs and ignores your efforts. You can't get out. Attach sealed in. Before any other actions can be performed, a player must move to your current location and use an action to set you free. Well, that was her first action, so that's gone now, and that is the end of the round. Let's see what the slasher's up to. Machete. Attach the machete to the slasher and gain +1. Now, the improvised weapon says that if another item is already attached or becomes attached later, the improvised weapon detach the improvised weapon to do a d3 damage to a random player. So we'll replace that. We're going to roll a 1-2 for Megan, 3-4 for Lori, 5-6 for Sydney, a 4. That's going to be Lori. Lori's going to take a d3 wounds. She took 1 wound. She's up to 2. Okay. And the improvised weapon goes into the discard pile. We have something in the discard pile, but just by bad luck. So that is it for the slasher. We're going to then take the turn marker and go to Lori, who is in the residential neighborhood. And I think she's going to have to go to there and free Sydney. So that was her turn. She has freed Sydney. She was the first player. I didn't want to have Sydney's turn just go to complete waste. So her turn went to complete waste, but she's pretty well decked out. All right, here we are at the house on the Haunted Hill. Sydney is going to search. We're looking for clues. Move the villain to your current location and engage in a single fight round. Well, this is probably going to be bad for us, but we'll do it. So there we go. That goes in the discard pile. We're going to get our dice together. Unfortunately, Sydney's not as well off as she was before. So Sydney has 4 dice. Sorry, that's not her dice. 4 dice, and the slasher has a whole bunch, 7 to be exact. So we'll roll this, see what we get. Oh, look at that. 1, 2, 3 versus a 2. Let's see. We're going to roll 1 more because a 2. We actually did damage to the slasher. We did a point to the slasher. That card is gone. And Sydney's fine. So the slasher goes running off back to the slasher's board. See, that's what's supposed to happen, right? But we keep tying. And so we drove off the slasher and did a point of damage. We've got to do a lot more than that, though. And for Sydney's second turn, we're going to keep looking in the house and see if we can find something. Nissa, the investigator. You wander the halls lost when you swear you hear something coming from behind a door. You open the door, and in the chair facing away from you is a figure. Make a nerve and a perception test. If successful, you silently walk toward the figure. Nissa turns and flashes a disappointing smile. She tells you that she's been searching for some sign of hauntings, but there has been no luck. She's willing to go with you if you help her gain proof of the supernatural attachedness and gain +2 nerve. If you fail, you do not want to disturb whatever she's doing. Okay, let's try not to fail. Unfortunately, we're just going to have twos here. So we got one in the first one, so we've succeeded in the nerve check. Now we got to do, we got 3 dice for perception, so that could be better. Oh, we got her. We got Nissa. Nissa has joined us. We gain more nerve. More nerve. Can't go wrong there. And that is the end of her turn. Now we're going to go to Megan. Come on, Megan. We need some clues. Strange symbols. There we go. There's whispers coming from the forest. Make a perception check to gain a clue. Of course, it's a perception check. She's got 1 dice for herself, 1 dice for the flashlight, and she succeeded. We got a clue. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? That was hard fought. There's a clue for Megan right there. Woohoo! Megan, go! That was her first action. So for her second action, we're going to draw another card from the forest, see if we can get lucky again. Another one for a clue. Hanging dolls. The peaceful walk through the forest that you had hoped to take is interrupted when you look all around you to find dolls hanging from the trees. Make a perception check to gain the clue. 2 dice. Come on. Oh, we fail. So we only gain 1 of the 2 clues. We got to send, maybe we need to send Sydney there. She's got such great perception. Okay, well, that's that. So that is all the turns again. We're going back to the slasher. Okay, surprise attack. Villain, the first player must make, that is Lori, must make a agility check. If the first player fails, she must engage in a single combat round with the slasher. Well, I kind of want her to. Okay, well, she's got an agility of 2, and I don't see any other way of resolving that. So she succeeded. Darn, I was hoping she'd miss it. Does it say you may? If she fails, she must. Okay, well, I guess we don't get to do that, right? So the slasher's card is gone. We dodged out of the way, though she was the right person to fight it. She's got a 2, 4, 5, 6 attack. And she's got pudding to get rid of some pudding problems. She also has rerolls. She would have been the right person to take on that fight, but she lost her nerve and ran off. So that's the way it goes. Now we're going to take the first player token and move it over to our librarian. And I think she is, in fact, going to join Megan back at the forest. We seem to be finding clues there. Off-screen teleport. Move the villain to your current location. Engage in a single round of combat against the villain. Okay, again, not the right person. Not the person I want in the combat. But we're going to do it. Okay, we got 4 dice. We do get some rerolls. And then the villain has a bunch of dice. So we're going to roll all these, and we get to roll 1 more for the villain. 2 for the villain, 2 for us. We get rerolls, but let's first roll, see if the villain got 3 successes. We're going to reroll our other 2 dice with the shotgun. Okay, 2 dice, reroll 2 dice. We tied. Bonk! So I think the villain stays with us there. Or do I can now escape, I can flee, or I can fight again. I think we're going to do this because I don't think we can beat the villain there. Place save for now. In your inventory, you may detach save for now to escape from a combat. So we escape from a combat. That is going into the haunted house. And Sydney can move to a secondary location. I think it will be here to the residential neighborhood where... Nope. Yep, we'll go there. She does have the investigator role. We'll see what happens there. Then for her second action, she'll... No, that was her... Whoop, sorry. That's it. That was all for her. Okay, now we're back to Megan. Megan is still in the forest with the slasher, but that's okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. If I escape from combat here, I have to roll a random die to see where I end up. So she ended up back at the haunted house, actually. Bummer. Okay, well, that's okay. This is what it is. Okay, now we're on to Megan. Megan is going to draw. Campfire. You see a group of campers sitting around a fire, eager for some company and possibly, can't read what that is, a s'more or 2. You approach the group. You smell burning meat and are hungry for a burger. You reach the camp and see that they're cooking people. Can you get away get away, or will you become their next meal? Okay, let's go roll for that. We're going to get some dice, see if she can escape these clowns. place is just awful. I mean, there's zombies in the store. There's people eating each other in the forest. Just crazy times had by all. But we got to make an agility check. We have an agility of 1. Yay. And we failed, so we're going to have to fight them. Now, the good news is she's not bad at fighting. So we're going to have 4 dice for the bad guys. That's what it says right there. And we're going to have 2, 3, 4 ourselves. 4 dice for ourselves. And a reroll. Oh, dropping dice. Oh, man, I don't know how many times I'm dropping. That one went under my fridge. Just a moment. Okay, got some dice ready to go. Boom. Oh man, did we blow that? That's going to be 2 damage on Lori. 1 damage to Lori, and they run off. Okay. That was no bueno. She's up to 4 damage out of her 9. She does have a clue. Okay, that's that. Let's continue on. And that is going to be... No, we still got Lori to go this round. Lori's still at the haunted house. She might as well stay there and see if she can gain some clues. She said all of her friends left her. They left me. Can you help her find them? Roll a d6. Each friend listed below. If you roll a 4... nope, none of these exist. So none of these friends exist. What happens if you don't have the friends? Oh, roll a d4 for each friend listed below. Okay. Oh, got it. Okay, we don't have to have the friends. We just got to roll a die. Okay, roll the 4 on the first one. We get a clue from Naya. I think that's how you pronounce that. He tells you about how he was killed. His severed head speaks from a crook of his arm. Find a clue. Okay, good. We got a clue. Boom. And then let's see. What's the next one? Mandy rolled a 6. She is frantic over the loss of something. Detach an item to appease her and attach an item from any discard pile. Well, that's interesting. Okay, we're going to attach the... I think we're going to attach the coin because we're not really able to use it. That's going to go back to the antique store. And I'm going to look through and see what other cool items we have. We don't really have a lot of them, to be honest. I mean, there's some stuff I think in the... Yeah, I'm looking. Nope. I think we do have a gun in the... I could get it as a backup, I suppose. We'll take Wild Bill's rifle, and we'll take it as a backup in our inventory. We won't have it attached, but we'll have it in our inventory. And then the last one, last but not least, a 2. Maurice, he is angry and having been killed, and he wants to fight back. They left me. Attached, they left me for 1 combat. Ooh, we get this. We get that, and that is attached as an ally. So we get an additional combat there. That is good. I'll take it. Oh, wait, we failed, didn't we? We failed, so we don't get that. We just get what we got from that, the first 2, which isn't bad. I'll take it. And then we're going to go on to Megan. It's going to be her turn. Okay, y'all, so I made a decision. We've gone through a number of turns, and you can see I'm really not much closer to defeating the slasher. I think that this is 3 episodes, and I think it gives you a good feel for the game. But I want to tell you that this is a very unique situation to the slasher. I know a lot of people house rule the slasher, and I didn't, just thinking maybe I could do enough to get her out of the way. There are other villains that don't play like that can, you can definitely put a time limit on it. I thought about maybe even just putting a 20-turn time limit on the slasher, and if we got there, we lost. We've done at least that many turns at this point. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to, like some of the best, cheesiest horror movies from the 80s that end without you even knowing what happened. The final girls disappear into the night, flee Slaughterville, and flee the slasher, saying, we need to come back with more firepower. We cannot win. So I think we're going to do that. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take a pause here. And I think I'm going to set up, it won't be for Halloween necessarily, but I'm going to set up for another villain so you can see that. And as they're doing the director's cut, I think they've addressed this with the slasher. I probably shouldn't have played this character, this villain, for this playthrough, but the slasher is one of the most thematic Halloween type creatures I could have thought of. So I thought it would be good. And you can see the cards are really unique. The gameplay is great in that regards. A lot of storytelling, a lot of fun. Just, I think with our lack of ability to find clues originally, and still, we only got 2 clues now. It's not great. And the massive healing that the slasher just got as a benefit it kind of put us in a bad spot. So maybe what I'll do is I will wrap this up, and I'm going to reset up with some other villain so you can get an idea how that plays, and that will be my my recompense to you all for watching through this and not seeing it to conclusion. But I hope you understand. I mean, we got a full deck again. It would take me another 40 turns or something to get there, and it's only if I get enough clues to actually go fight the villain a lot. And as you can see, the villain's tough, and I don't have any characters, maybe Lori now, that's consistently strong enough to fight the villain. The librarian has the power, a really cool ability to fight the villain with her ability to reduce the enemy down to nothing on their attack, but that takes a clue, so it takes 2 clues just to pull the villain and fight it in that way, and that's kind of tough. But also, you know, when we defeat, yeah, I guess I think that's what we're going to do. So as much as I want to continue on, and I do really enjoy Slaughterville, it's a lot of fun. I picked a bad villain for the playthrough. I mean, if we're sitting around a table, we just keep going until we run out of cards or decide not to play anymore or finish, right? But in a playthrough, I like to get it to completion, and I did not. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. I probably should, maybe this was a little ambitious. Like I said, I'm going to get something else up right away so we can see how that plays out. Thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.